Welcome to week 17, Thursday. We are traveling in Central America. We are going to El Salvador today. We'll do papusa. Papusa is nothing but a type of empanada or a dough filled with meat, and we'll fill it with cheese, with some peppers and some onions, some cheese, and then we'll close it. And what we will do is you can do multiple things, right? So you can fry it, you can deep fry it, and that's perfectly fine. Or what we are going to do is we are going to use a griddle and flatten it. Use a griddle, and then we are going to cook it on the griddle and dry, no oil, and then we'll put a little bit of oil, and then we'll fry it just a little bit, so it becomes a little bit more healthy. So that's what we're going to do. And to serve it, we have a coleslaw. So what we did here is we grated some cabbage, carrots, onions, we put a little bit of oregano in it, salt, vinegar, but before we added those ingredients, what we did is we poured a little bit of boiling water on the vegetables to cook it for about 10 minutes, and then we drained it and put the marination in. We kept it in the fridge, and this is where it is. It's a slaw. It has different names. This is called Curtido in El Salvador. It's nothing but a slaw. And then the chicharron or the meat is pork. So we're going to cook the pork, and in the recipe, so I'm going to change the recipe a little bit. I will cook the pork, and then we'll add a little bit of tomatoes to that. In the original recipe, you'll see that you can add fresh tomatoes, in the filling. I'd like to do that. I'd like to cook the tomatoes in with the meat. And then this is a can of refried beans. What I'd also like to do is I will cook this with the meat. Or we can take out the meat and then we'll cook the refried beans. We'll see how it goes. But that's the idea here. And when we mix the filling, we'll pulse this in the food processor, the chicharron, and make it very smooth. So we have to really cook the meat pretty thoroughly. And then we'll add the onions, the bell peppers, mix it together. And then when we are filling it, we will fill that with a little bit of cheese. So that's the process we are going to follow. Let's make the dough first, and then we'll cook the meat so that the dough can rest a little bit. So here I have cornmeal. So this is fine cornmeal or Masa Harina, as they call it. And to this we're going to add a little bit of salt. Mix it together. And this is cold water. I took it out of the fridge, so refrigerator. So this is cold water. So we're going to mix it. We'll start it off with this spatula, but we'll use our hands to mix it. So this is about 4 cups of cornmeal, and I have about 3 cups of cold water. So let's use our trusted hand here just to mix it thoroughly. We'll let this sit here while we cook the meat. This will thicken up a little bit. The cornmeal will absorb the water, and then we'll come back and we'll form a dough. Keep it like this for now. We'll cover it with this and then cook the meat. We heated the pan and we added a little bit of oil to the pan, and we're going to add the meat. So this is fresh pork. We got it from a farm. We cut it very small. We put some salt. And some pepper. And we'll let it cook for in medium-high heat without touching it for about 5 minutes. And then if it cooks too quickly, I will lower the heat. We turn everything over and then cook it for till the other side is brown. We'll add the tomatoes and the refried beans at that point. Added the tomato to the meat. And we'll cook it till it's dry. So this is cooked. We're going to pulse this with the peppers and the onions. But I want to cook the refried beans. We'll remove the meat. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of oil. We're just going to fry this for a little bit. Let's taste it. I think it needs a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. And I like a little bit of pepper. We'll pulse the meat into a fine paste. The filling is ready, so we'll take it out in this bowl. You want the filling to be dry. So you can see this is dry. If you need to adjust seasoning, you can. I tasted it, it needs a little bit of seasoning. So I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. The dough here, that's the Papusa dough. I have a little bit of water mixed with some oil, and then I have a tray here. So what we're going to do is we're going to wet our hands. This dough is wet, and that's how it's supposed to be. Take like about that much, right? And then what you want to do is you want to add like half a teaspoon or so of the meat paste, the chicharron, a little bit of the half a teaspoon of the beans, and a little bit of the mozzarella cheese. And then you want to fold this over and close it. If you need a little bit more of the dough, you can take it. Make sure it's sealed properly. So I'll put it here and I'll just form it. So that's about it. So let me show you once more. So you take some dough, flatten it out, take a little bit of the chicharron or the meat filling, a little bit of the beans, a bit of the cheese, fold it over, if you need to wet your hands a little bit, do so. And then we'll put it onto this plate, on this tray, and just shape it a little bit more. And there you have it. So we'll cook this in a griddle. We'll first make these and then cook it in the griddle. These are the papusas. They are ready to be fried. Cook the papusas. What I have here is a griddle on medium-high heat, and we're going to add some oil to this. And we're going to rub it all over. So that there isn't too much of oil, but there is still a little bit there. And then we're going to put the papusas in the griddle. You want to cook it, because these are thick, you want to cook it slowly, not too high heat. Otherwise it won't cook fully or through. So we'll let this cook and then we'll come back and show you. So let's see if one side is cooked. Looks like it's cooked, so we'll cook it on the other side. Turn it over. We might flip it over once more just to finish off. Papusas are ready. Serve it with curtido or coleslaw. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bon appetit and see you tomorrow.